So the time had come to install some ratboards on the port side shrouds to make it easier to get up the mast when necessary. I made them from the teak signboards that came with the boat, about 3/4 of an inch thick and about an inch and a half tall. I lashed them on with tarred nylon twine, starting with a constrictor knot on the 3-strand poly shroud, then crossing in front of the board and around the back about 5 times each. The first one was doable from the deck. I marked a stick at about 13 inches for spacing and counted the existing pin rail as the first step. It was a pretty fussy business, and it would get more interesting as I went higher. To reach the third position, I used a small stepladder, which was safe enough, with a lanyard on the ladder to keep it from tipping over, and a lanyard on my harness, which I wrapped around the center shroud to act as a positioner. The main reason for that was to enable me to use both hands for the work, not for holding on. This would become critical later, that and providing a little fall protection. I thought I'd picked a good day to do this with the boat in the water, but the wind slowly started picking up, and the traffic on the river was generating small waves that were enough to get Nina pitching a bit. I was prepared to deal with rolling, but didn't realize that a pitching movement would cause the shrouds to twist as my weight got moved fore and aft. As I neared the halfway point, it was time to rig a bucket to hold the tools, wood, and twine to finish the job. This would save me some trips up and down, and just makes things easier. It definitely would have been easier to do all this with someone on deck helping me out, but part of the idea here was to see if I could get up the mast and do work up there without help. There was definitely a learning curve, but with this particular task, things got a little smoother with each one. But not so much the movement. That got worse. Every now and then I had to stop so I could free up a hand to steady myself and try to stop the twisting so I could get back to work. There was no danger of falling off, but it was just almost impossible to do the lashing when the whole thing was swaying and twisting. It's basically a rope ladder that comes to a point at the top. There's not much you can do about it. At one point I did take a break and took some time to tension the lanyards for the shrouds to make everything a little tighter. It helped a little. Getting on and off the shrouds without a ladder is a bit of an operation, but it's doable for me if I step off the cabin top onto the pin rail, then carefully make my way around to the outside. I had to give up this day with only 2 boards left to do. Frustrating, but it was getting windier and wakier as the afternoon went on, and the next morning was dead calm, and on Monday with almost no boat traffic, so I was able to bang them out pretty quickly. I didn't try climbing all the way up to the last board to see how high I could reach up the mast, but I will soon, and from there I should be able to set a positioner above the mast hounds so I can do all the necessary work up there very soon, but not this time around. It was a lot of work, but they look good and they support my weight, so we'll just have to see how well my lashings hold up. Whew. The next task was to install a temporary hatch cover over the hole for the forehatch so I could get the rotten remains of the original one off the boat to work on it at home. I will be rebuilding that, but it's going to take some time. Meanwhile, I just needed to seal the hole in the deck with something that was removable so that I could continue working on the structural problems around the hatch opening. This thing was definitely not made to last very long. I don't know, till late autumn, maybe. But it had to keep the weather out reasonably well until that time.
Well, it would appear that someone didn't measure this correctly. I lost 3/4 of an inch somewhere. I oversized it intentionally fore and aft, but I wanted it to come up so that on each side this is flush, so I could then add a cleat like that. But unfortunately, port and starboard, I am a little too narrow. Yeah, I lost a 3/4 of an inch. I miscalculated. I should have built it here instead of at home. I can't really change it now. So, what to do? We'll have to pad it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pad it. I'm gonna pad this on either side with something, and then screw into, or maybe even, I might just drill a hole and just put a bolt in there, 1 or 2 on each side over here, so that I can just pull those. Also handy in the event of an emergency on the boat. I don't know how long this thing is gonna be here. We're probably gonna be doing a little sailing with this, so it would be nice to have it. Also, if I'm only catching the decking, the teak, if I want to work on all this, I got a lot of work to do here. As you can see, I can do it with this in place, like a nice rainy day project, right? Although 9 times out of 10, I will be removing this so I can better see and do all the stuff I got to do. Trying to figure out how to make the how to lock it in widthwise, but I can see here that I definitely need to gotta rescribe this and recut it. The aft end looks pretty good. Actually, I'm gonna do both ends, maybe. It's got a little play back and forth. I got some of that plastic in there. The scribing, you know, this plywood is not very cooperative. And I'm trying to do it on the deck of a moving boat. I'm gonna put foam weather strip in there. It should be fine. So next thing to do is go back up, get the drill holes through here, try to catch just the teak and get 1 pin, 1 screw. It's just a loose fitted bolt that can easily be pulled out. Get 1 on each side, and that should be cool for now. We don't have our hammer hand. Yes, we do. Hammer's right there. Where is the bolts? I'll put them over here. I hate when I put stuff where it's convenient. No, I didn't put it over there. I hate when I think I put stuff where it's convenient. Yeah, magnetic base on the work light. Classic. Why it seems to work. Down a little bit. Oh, that is hot. Oh, come on. Nice. Cool. I'm just going to try to get him out. I should make an alignment mark. And none of this wood is clean enough to make a mark on it. And a lot of it's going to get removed. I'll just have to play with it. Cardboard core of this roll of tape is falling apart. Oh, good. That's good. Good job. Sorry, I'm going to do another layer. All right. Should have brought more of this tar paper. I have like over 100 feet on the roll still at home. I have enough to do the top. I was thinking I might try to do the sides too. So I'm going to cut off a 3-foot square piece for the top. It's going to be a perfectly square foot cut, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what do I have left here? The sides are about 3 inches, right? A little over that, call it 4. And something like that. Don't want to leave that long. Protect that edge. Where do I want to go? Having a little flare certainly won't be bad at the bottom. All right. Definitely should have. Well, the roll's only 36 inches wide, so it is what it is. Those lines are 2 inches apart, aren't they? Not really, not quite. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm glad I had enough to do the sides because this wouldn't have worked. Wah, wah, wah. Oh well. Let's have some overlap there. To the underside. How long are these nails? Are they going to go through? They will go through. So I got to do it here. Well, that's... I'm going to have to throw a scrap on there. Kind of toenail in it. I think that might hold. That would be cool if that held like that. Oh, just barely. Just. I'm gonna start in the middle. Like I'm stretching a canvas. Probably just keep adding layers to this as it gets torn, you know. So by fall, it'll be 3 inches thick. That's not gonna work. Damn it. I didn't want this to turn into a several day operation.
I think I need to stand it up to make sure I'm getting the slack out of it. Well, aesthetically, it has exceeded expectations. It's even uglier than I thought it would be. But it isn't about aesthetics. I haven't tried to fit the pins in below yet. I have a feeling with the new weather strip, they're not going to want to go. But that's okay. I'll figure something out. I got a little time in the morning before I got to go to work, and then home from there. I'm going to clean the deck then, unless I get ambitious when the sun starts to go down. I'm tired.